Welcome back to the Graven Library, Sweet Seeker. The hour is late, and the veil is thin, and tonight's tale claws its way from the sealed stacks of Cosmic Roots and Eldritch Shores. Part 1 of Black Witch, Snow Leopard by Eugen Bacon. A story of fire, chains, and magic, of a woman feared for her power, and a snow leopard lost in the African heat. A healer in a land that burns women like her, and the budding of an unusual and unexpected friendship. So, draw the veil close and listen carefully, and do not mistake softness for safety, because tonight, even the snow has claws. Chapter 1, The Rocking Valley. Savannah stepped from a lone trail into an untamed, icy coldness. It smelled ancient, sincere. It refused to unlock any secrets through the valley. The veil of black rocks connected the red hill and the tipping sea she was yet to understand in her dreams. Nightmares were her undying dread. The dripping, more than burning, revealed but the croak of the undead. An unseen exorcist manipulated her dreams, filled with phantoms staring as the sky looked down. Even when the ghosts and the sky weren't looking, her skin ached. She scratched it, tweaked it, finally took to wearing snakeskin on her hands. Now she trod on a fading gray, whitewashed with memory from a place she'd been, never been. Its patterns were broken, staves worn away. There was no melody, just bloodshot feelings in a spectrum of abandoned light. This earth under her feet was nothing but foreign, not a monster like the sea, but still foreign. The image in her eye was of a trail of blood, then the splash of a woman who took the universe into her tears and bled salt that traveled and basked on lizards. Sometimes Savannah saw flames, hungry bonfires that gobbled feet, skin, and bones. She wanted to pluck petals, lay them on her eyes, take away the visions. But the valley was parched, and already she felt done like a roast. Her mother died by drowning in the sea. This she knew, forgot how she knew, and disremembered if her mother was the tragic heroine of her dreams. She panicked at the thought she might recollect a woman of blue spit and no toes, eyes that changed color between maps. But time was lost. Tick, tick, shuffle, shuffle, furtive as a jackal in something tragic that consumed. She slipped from black stone to black stone across the valley. Tick, tick, shuffle, shuffle, wishing she were a tree, or the wind chasing traces of the leaves of a spreading baobab, or sycamore uneven with after images of ticky-tockle, shuffle, splash. Chapter 2, The Devouring Grasslands. Kyow! My story vacillates between now and death. Kyow! It's a story of longing, haunting, memory. Kriau, my mother said before her death. Kriau, she said weakly. as two-legged monsters with a stick that spat fire took her skin, and then me. The big water, Kyaw. Save me, Kyaw. You, cutie devil, says Snatch, the two-legged with mud teeth. Kyaw, why are we hiding? Kryaw, because we're different. Sometimes being different, little one, makes us game. Are we game like the big, fat African rat? Especially game like the African rat. How easy to catch, so meaty to eat. Big ears that hear nothing. A long tail that drags on grassland, never loops on a tree branch. The foolish rat lives in a den but abandons shelter, even knowing it's soft-furred and slow-moving. Fully game, griow to us. I'm glad you're not a picky eater. Kyow, the rat is juicy. Griow, a litter of rats, even juicier. Come, dear one, time for your bath. How are we different again, Mom? We have no rosettes to camouflage when we stalk creatures, climb trees, or prowl the savannah. We mask with the mountain and its snow, little one, but so cold. I don't want so cold. I know, little one. We stay here, but the creatures we hunt see us. The poached rat would see us if it cared to look, but it's too trusting in nature. Trusting and greedy. Eating, eating, always eating. Why, ma'am? Why what, little one? Why the rat's greedy? Why don't we have color? Rats are brown, elephants are gray. Who took our color, Mom? If you look closely, we do have color. Just white as snow. What is snow? It's full of light and feels like this. Brrr, like a lickety-lick. Brrr, just colder, little one. Kyow, can I see snow? Kryow, what's up on the mountain? Right on the peak? I want to find snow. Let's look for it in the dark. You said we see 7 times better in the dark. Yes, we are lovers of night, but it's too far to climb looking for snow. And the two-legged beast likes it there. We didn't need the mountain for the two-legged beasts to find us. They came to the tall brown grass, flushed us out with banging and shouting. Kyow, Mom! Gryow! Hide, little one! Mom! Gryow! Mom's shimmering blue eyes shone hate at a crowd of two-leggeds circling us and pointing sticks. Unbelievable, one two-legged said. It's a snow leopard and her cub. Kyow, we're not snow leopards. Snow is far, far away, up on the mountains. Gryow, Mom said. Leave us. A stick threw fire at Mom. Gryow, hide, little one. Mom, no. Gryow, I will tear and haunt you. I said leave us. But the stick spat more fire, and Mom, her graceful long body in mid-leap, crashed to the ground. Kyow, Mom, no. I nuzzled against her. Mom, get up. Little one, she said weakly. I told you to hide. chest and the beat of her heart. Kudu, kudu. Kya, Mom. I try to remember her different, not bleeding out on soil, but draped over a branch, a queen of the savannah. Mom, she always warned me about the two-legged beasts. I should have listened. Perhaps if I'd not wandered away, leapt at the gold and blood-winged butterfly, or the little bee-eater, or the red-billed oxpecker. If only I'd, hidden better. Chapter 3, The Healing Hills. The woman in a white flow looked back at Savannah, chained. Savannah howled, fought. She was stronger than 2 oxen. It took grown seamen to hold her. The snow will fall, the woman said, and stepped off the plank into the Black Sea. Savannah woke startled, and with much sweat from the nightmare's recurrence, the woman in white stepping, always stepping into the hungry sea. Outside, the pitter-patter of a sleepy Sunday morning, gray and rainy. She swept the hut she'd built with her hands, then scoured the highlands for medicinal herbs, thistle, fennel, marjoram, chives, thyme, peppercorns, lily of the valley. She lingered to her nostrils the saccharine scent of lavender, its bent to calm. Normally, she went through brush, wild hillside, picking out new flowers in winter's melancholy. Today, she carefully nurtured the lavender. It was what she needed to assuage a wound. Demdike, the innkeeper's wife, had managed to cut herself again. Savannah knew exactly who did the cutting, and it wasn't the daughters. Chattocks, the little minks with smoky quartz eyes, a color in them that came and went. Whittle, the raven-haired woo that lads fell into puddles for. Redfern, the tall one, and the stubbornness of her burgundy-haired head full of the shakes. It was definitely not them, your daughters. So tell me who. Demdike hung her head, silvered hair in a bun. She wouldn't look Savannah in the eye. I ain't done nothing but fall, I swear. You and I both know falling had nothing to do with it. I've told you before, and I'm saying it again, put daylight between you and that soggy head you wed. Ain't him, I swear. The bucket were there, right? A hot bucket, then, was it? It cut and then burnt? Savannah reached to touch the burn, but Demdike snatched her tartan shawl over her wrist. Aye, 'twas an 'ot bucket. Savannah handed her a jar. Here, use this in a poultice for the hot bucket. She touched Demdike gently on the shoulder. I have 2 good ears and some mulled wine. I better be off, what then? You're always welcome here, you know this. Our Timmy'll be annoyed if he knew I came here. They be looking for me now. At least tell Redfern to collect her potion in the morrow. I'm nearly done making it. I don't know. It will calm the shakes, Demdike. Aye, said the innkeeper's wife. She adjusted her mantle and hurried off, holding her saffron skirt and the healing herbs down Red Hill, all the way to the tilting alehouse. Savannah sighed and took back to the cluster of dark green leaves of mugwort in a pestle. She drummed the concoction, closed her eyes, and swayed her head as she murmured invocation and sprinkled sage. Her pounding talked a story until the sharp coolness, gentler than mint, but with a bitter finish, overwhelmed the hut's smell of stick dolls and burning incense. Chapter 4. The Humping Sea. Kyow, I am sick, sick, sick. The vessel carrying us rocks day and night. It rocks, won't stop. But the two-leggeds down in the cargo hold are sicker. They are covered in swords and shit. Planks and chains everywhere. Bleak eyes like Mam's when I crawled until I nuzzled and trembled against her dying body. Good, good. Her life fading until silence. No heartbeat. Here, kitty. It's Snatch. He's tinkering with the door of my cage. Kyow, what are you doing? You're not one for captivity. He lifts me from the puddle upon which my cage stands, guarding the cargo hold. Kyow, I hate water. I got something to show you, he says, as I tremble against him. He throws me into a cabin infested with rats, burlap sacks, and ghosts under a gray moon, split half at the hoist of sunlight. Kyow, I rush to get out, but he slams the door, locking me in. Kyow, don't leave me. Kyow, I rush to get out, but he slams the door, locking me in. Kyow, don't leave me. Make yourself useful, he says. Don't leave me. His footsteps fade away from the cabin. At first, I mind the rats. So big, bigger, greedier, and sharper toothed than the fat African rats. I ignore the bleeding rats, but they gnaw at me, goad me until finally, kyow! So tasty. Good work, says Snatch. Come here, little fella. Let's rub you good. Kyow. The slayer of my mother. Should it matter whether he or a member of his crew did the killing? Kyow. Good kitty. Hey. I leap off his lap and into the cargo hold. Kreow, says a tightly chained two-legged on the plank. I'm so hungry, little leopard. Kyow. I lick his sores and the sores of the others, and strangely remember and mourn Mom. I wish you could turn me, little leopard, the two-legged one groans. Kyow, why are you in chains? They cut, sore, itchy. I find sacks of rotting maize, weeping yams, stained rice. I tear them, pull my head side by side to rip, as I saw Mam doing with tough meat. The ones in the cargo hold are grateful as I feed them the way Mom pushed meat into my mouth. But Snatch finds me. We sail and sail. I listen to the wind, to the faint but familiar beat of my dead mother's heart in it, calling me, calling me. Kudu, kudu. I feel a deep and terrible sadness. Mom, are you there? Echoes of our matched heartbeats. Kudu, 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 do. Kyow, are you? Her scent of protection and wilderness speaks to me. Her sweet, sweet scent of something safe that isn't a lie. Inside my freeze, I bask in the winter sun of her heartbeat, thumping and bittersweet, gleaming with healing, memory, and promise. She's here. She's there. She's waiting. Not yet. Her shimmering blue eyes stream light to my core. Kudu, cuckoo, doo-doo-doo. I cuddle against the silent of her ancient heartbeat. Kudu, kudu. The sailing, the fat rats, and the cargo hold teach me to replace the smog of melancholy with the earnest of doing. Foghorns blow across the horizon between land and sea. We come to a place called Cape of Good Hope, and I hear Snatch say something about the Brouwer route and going to the Dutch East Indies and then all the way to a place called England. Snatch puts me to his chest. You fetch a pound or two. It'll keep the young'uns feedin'. You know about hunger? Yow. He rubs my chin. Please don't judge me. I am alone, empty. I need to feel, and Snatch is a connection to my past until I see land. Yow. But Kitty, that ain't England. Yow. I nearly fall off the ship in my excitement. Then I remember Mom, without her white royal skin. Mom, dripping crimson on savanna grasslands. I leap to the cold, black waters and paddle for land. Now I know how Mam caught fish and crabs. Kitty, what happened to trust? I thought we had something. Kyow, I don't trust anyone who slayed Mom, I yelled back. I don't know how to do it, but I glide across the water as if it's the most natural place to be. He can go, cries Snatch, and I wonder if it's an exclamation of release or at my speed. I turn, uncertain if I'm goading, gloating, or protecting my pride. Kyow, I don't know about you, but actually, I'm a she. I wash into land and run. Kyow, hide, little one, says Mom in the wind. Run, rundly run. All things run, rundly run. The tongueless birds rearrange their wings, clap their beaks on cold, cold bark. Run, rundly run. This is not my home, like ever. Shadowed nests so dull in fog. I close my eyes to catch some light. This place so dark, so cold. Oh, brr. Run, rundly run. I want my friends. Where are you, my friends? The sunny bird, Jacko Jacana. Loki locust, birdie. Pulse. I want my friends. Where are you, my friends? Oh, craney, crane, weave, weaver, oxypecker, bee, eater, pulse, brr, so cold, this place so cold. I want my mom. Are you my mom? Why am I hiding? Because I'm different, and different makes me game. Run. Rundly run, rundly run. Kyow, I've been running day and night. I feel like I'm moving in the wrong direction. Birds here are scrawny, nothing like the juicy ones of the savanna grasslands. But they are too crafty. I can't catch them. I dream of the white-faced fish eagle, always paired, the yellow weaver birds, always vigilant, how territorial, the gray-crowned crane, sometimes dancing, jumping, bowing with a booming call, the red-billed oxpecker chattering in a flock, each bird diligent plucking hair from the wildebeest. I'd give a paw for a mere glimpse of the annoying feathered locust bird. One afternoon, I see a two-legged little one hoisting a load on his shoulder. Kiao, are you lost like me? He's no-skinned, ghost-eyed, and the eyes grow bigger. He drops his load and yells, "Dad!" A big two-legged comes running with a stick that spits fire. He'll take my skin. Run, run, rundily, run, run, run. Yow, so hungry. What's this? More two-leggeds. Too many of them. What place is this? Growl, hide, little one, says Mam in the wind. Grab yourself a bargain, someone is yowling. Near him, two-legged beings who look like the ones from the cargo hold, thin and weak and in chains, are lined up on a platform on the other end. On the far side, more chained ones eat something mushy from a trough. I watch in stealth behind a barrel of something smelly and sticky like the fresh dung of a baby kudu. And then I see it, out yonder, something white and splayed. My mother's skin, cut from her body as she breathed her last. I heave and throw up the tiny fish, still in my stomach. Chapter 5. The Unyielding Market. The call of a beating heart astonished Savannah. Kudu, kudu, kudu-du. She woke up to an urge, a deep desire for satin and silk. She couldn't understand it, but the urge besieged her feet, and she found herself walking to the market. She ran her hand through cotton, hemp, satin, even tartans in a few stalls. "Is this cloth of gold?" she asked at the price of an embroidered coat. The owner eyed her with a blend of curiosity and dislike, as if questioning Savannah's very existence, and then laughed. After all, business was business. "But I have lace and damask." Kudu, kudu, kudu-du. Savannah moved towards the faint beat, and couldn't help but notice how folk flinched from her. She was different, and different was not welcome here. She found a stall that sold corn and yams. On the far side were the livestock, goats, piglets, rabbits, duck, bobwhite quail, calves, ruffled grouse. She listened for the heartbeat. It wasn't here. She took one last look at the grains, bought beads, and then looked at the craft stalls with their necklaces, anklets, rings, and pendants. She was turning away when, again, she heard it. She followed its drumming, kudu, kudu, and saw the man inspecting the slaves. He was a furious little man running impatient fingers over a naked girl's teeth. He arranged his plaid kilt as if hiding something, and groped the girl's breasts for firmness, and then took a whip from the kilt's belt and raised a hand to test her metal. Savannah's eyes rolled, her arms spread, and a chant fell from her mouth. The man collapsed to the ground, as if himself struck. He rose, all shaky, abandoned his flogger on the ground, never put it back into the belt of his plaid kilt, and scrammed, bare-legged, from the market. Savannah followed him with her eyes until he was gone. She didn't understand it, the chant. What she understood was that it worked to save the girl, albeit for a moment. She wondered if she could. She lifted the flogger, looked around, and dropped it. Too many merchants to flog away, and they'd notice if she'd tried to free the slaves. And what was that over there? It stood at the far elbow of the market, a black statue of a boxer on a pyre. Savannah moved closer to study it. She peered at the plaque and pulled back from it. She felt sick. It wasn't a boxer on a pyre. It was the torched corpse of a runaway slave, burnt alive. She stepped away, aghast, and fell into a baby leopard. And so the healer meets a little lost hunter, a woman shaped by fire, and a creature born of ice, both out of place, both unclaimed by a world that would happily cage them. But this is only the beginning.
It's growing deep.
The first half of the story. Do not stray far, sweet seeker. The fire has not yet risen, and the snow has not yet fallen. As always, we thank Cosmic Roots and Eldritch Shores for allowing something so rare to breathe here within our haunted halls. Until next time, stay warm, stay watchful, and beware those bearing smiles but carrying a pitchfork.